Microphone. There I am. Hello. Hi. I'm BJ Price, chairman of Skate Ohio. I also work here at the church. I am the facility support coordinator for Crossroads Community Church. We have 6 campuses. This is one of them. This is probably our second biggest. Our biggest being Park Avenue West, 1188 Park Avenue West over there. We're doing a bunch of upgrades over there as well. We upgraded sound equipment. We're fixing the building and doing a bunch of stuff just because it's an older building. If anybody here has been long enough to know that it used to be far more way back in the day. But yeah, I do that. But my main passion is skateboarding. I love skateboarding. I've been doing it since 1999. When I got my first board, it was a Walmart board, kind of a crappy board, but I'll never forget the way I felt when a buddy of mine and I, we just rolled into a pool and just kept doing it and couldn't stop. I just remember walking home soaking wet, full like jeans, t-shirt, just walking home with the board being like, this forever. I don't ever want to not feel this. And so from there, I just started my journey with skateboarding. Nothing crazy. I'm not professional. I didn't go anywhere crazy to do skateboarding or even talk about skateboarding then. I just loved skateboarding and wanted it for my community. As I got older, it's just kind of almost recently. It started, even just June of last year, I met my good buddy and fellow board member, Adam McElroy, who's back there with me, and we just kind of met and we talked about podcasting because we like podcasting. We actually have a podcast, Skate Mansfield, and we just met and we just started, it's like, wait, you like skateboarding? I'm like, yeah, I like skateboarding. He's like, I love it. It's like, cool, let's talk about it. So in that, we started kind of realizing, it's like, we need something in our area for this. What can we do? So we didn't really know, so the first thing we did was start the podcast to just talk about it. So we have Skate Mansfield, and it's designed as such as like kids who I've taught, like their parents come up to me and they're like, he loves skateboarding. I know nothing about this. I don't know what to do. And so we designed the podcast around teaching skateboarding or just talking about it so anybody can understand it. And it's designed to be able to watch parents and kids so that you can watch it together. It's a family-friendly podcast. And we go over anything that's happening in the skateboard world, but the main thing we started was, what can we do in our community to, better this community through the thing that we love? So one of the first things that we were able to do is just start a Facebook group. So we started a Facebook group, that grew a lot, and I started a GoFundMe back then to just get money to be able to buy complete skateboards that were name brand, any of the big name brand skateboards, to give to people so they didn't have to learn on like the Walmart board, which notoriously is not a good board. It's just, so to this day, we've given away, I believe, 17 skateboards to not just kids, but to adults who can't afford a board. Boards run probably a complete, right around in the $100 to $150 range. If you want to get a full setup and do it yourself, get the different trucks and wheels and all that, you're talking $200, $250 if you get, all the pieces and parts. So it's nice to have been able to do that and give these nice boards away. And we've had countless, I guess you can count them because it was 17, but so many good interactions with the community, just like giving a board and being like, this is just because you love skateboarding, I love skateboarding, let's skateboard. And that kind of really speaks to the community. Now, I think people like my age or older can remember skateboarding. Back then was the skate and destroy world of skateboarding, where it was like the man and fight the power through skateboarding. It is not that way anymore. It was a very combative time back in the early 2000s with skateboarding. It is now no longer that way. I'll give you a quick story, just me seeing it change like it did. I went to a skate park in Columbus. It's an indoor park. Since I got older, I got 3 kids of my own. The only time I got to go skateboarding was Father's Day and my birthday. And my birthday's in December, so I can't really go nearby. So I go to an indoor park in Columbus, and I saw a little girl come in holding a board that's taller than her, and just kind of walking in, and I'm like, oh man, she's gonna get run over. I'm just kind of in that mindset of I gotta protect her because this isn't great. But she comes in, and some of the most gnarly skateboarders you can imagine do nothing but surround her, and they're like, you want to drop in? We're gonna teach you. And I tell you, when she dropped in, and the place erupted, was just so happy. And that is the skateboard community of today. We just want nothing but if you've got a skateboard, we're friends. And it's an unspoken bond. We've been able to really just see that as the more people we meet in this community and they start seeing, it's like, man, they really band together. They're trying hard to do, good positive things in the community. One of the other things that we were able to start through that group, Crossroads allowed me to use the gymnasium here at the Ontario campus for something we called winter sessions last year. I'm going to play a video for you real quick just to kind of show you just this was from the competition that we did at the end, and I'll explain a little bit more after you watch the video. What's up? Yo, Skate Mansfield, this is it. This is what we were building to. Justin falling. The competition tonight, we have 2 heats. We got a beginner's heat and then an intermediate / more pro heat. We got Sam. We got all sorts of good stuff going on. They're gonna have 2 60-second runs. They're gonna have 5 best trick attempts, and then from there you get your 2 best scores. So your total you can get is 60, and we'll see how everybody does. We got judges. We got Doug Brown, professional skateboarder Doug Brown. We got Pastor Paul O'Brien, and then we got Wildcard Jackie Coon's gonna be here doing all of our judging for us. We got t-shirts from Henry Screen Printing. We got Nail Skateboards in the house. We got Yokaher in the house. We got it all. Where are you? Where were you?
Cab no slide. Kickflip it out. Let's go. And that's time. Give it up for Rocky on his first run. Oh, there we go. Coming in hot on that 3-foot quarter. Oh, revert. Pulling in that 50. Oh, he's just going to 180 over. And he's off.
Hands down, the most positive thing we were able to do, that was at the end of, I'd say it was 8 weeks of a lot of those kids that you saw in the beginning of the video never stepped on a board. Through the community, everybody there was just to teach. What did you want to learn today? We're going to help you. We'll figure it out. We taught them how to drop in, to do 50-50s, did all sorts of tricks. And it was people who were coming in who had never been here before, just kind of heard about the group, came in, different skill levels and everything, and I had plenty of boards here to give anybody who wanted it. So it was just such a great thing. And at the end, that competition, it got crazy. We had a local professional out of Worcester, Ohio, Doug Brown. He came and helped us set a lot of it up, gave out a bunch of stuff. But it was just so cool to see. It was nice to kind of pressure the kids almost into this is a competition. This is how real competitions run. You can do this. And to see just them be able to land something and the place just erupt. It is just such an overwhelming positive experience when you're able to do a lot of the very difficult things that we're doing. As you can tell, I broke my arm. But it's fine. I got a plate in there. I can keep skating. We're good. But yeah, it's just so amazing to be able to do that. So that's one of the major initiatives that we're doing. Winter sessions will happen again come February of next year, and we'll run them again through that. Because really, we run it at that time because right as February hits, that's really when the blues of winter hit. It's always cold. Might not be raining, but it's cold. You don't want to go out and skate. There's nowhere to skate. But it gets us over that hump right before the weather breaks. So we find that that's the best time. So that's one of the main things that we're doing. We've also, a big thing is to get the parks that we do have fixed. I've been working with the Village of Lexington as of right now, and we're trying to get that park, which it's not bad, but they put all these heavy ramps on asphalt, and they happen to just sink. So you can't really roll down them because there's about a 2-inch lip there. So luckily, I went to one of the park board meetings and just got to tell them, I'm like, hey, your ramps aren't bad, this place isn't bad, we just need to remove those ramps, put some concrete down, put the ramps back on. And I talked to a couple local companies. I didn't have the 501c3 yet or anything, so I just brought to them, like, I just talked to these companies, $55,000, we'll be able to do that. And they were very positive to that. Like, I found out later that night they were going to decide to turn it into either a parking lot or pickleball courts. And then since we were able to talk to them and show, hey, we're trying, everything they asked me to do, I did. And I came back and I said, what's next? I need to know so we can figure this out. So it's nice to see that the village was helping us as well. The next steps are kind of big, so we're still working through that. We've got Liberty DIY. So for those of you who don't know, there was a place called the Slab downtown, which is the old Westinghouse area. It's basically abandoned concrete. And what happens on abandoned concrete? Well, people are going to skate. So we had built stuff there. We were skating there. They finally tore all that out, and we didn't have anywhere to go. So one of the group members, Tanner, he found the tennis courts at Liberty, at the Liberty Park, and they weren't being used. Talked to the city. They gave them to us through the Adopt a Park program. So now we're able to build on there, and we already have. And we've seen quite a few kids just from the community. It warms our hearts when we're skating there, and you see kids walking there holding a board because they're not getting dropped off or anything, so that means they're nearby. So we know there's more we can reach in that area. So we're raising money to be able to put more obstacles there and do all that as well. From there, the Shelby Park is okay, but it needs help. So we want to use all the momentum that we do get from the things that we're doing there, take that to Shelby and say, hey, this is what we did. We'd love to do this here. Let's make this something big. Why is all that important? That's my goals in 2024 is to get the parks fixed and established. We got to have places. We also have fellow board member Caleb Burns, who is really the big reason that we are a nonprofit. He helped us. He's a business guy, but he also owns Stoke Run, which used to be Ohio Dreams back in the day, if anybody remembers that, out in Butler, Ohio. So it is now Stoke Run. It is specifically a skate park. It is not a skate camp. So that's up and running and doing really well, so we've been able to utilize that as well. So we want to get the parks fixed, all of that done in 2024, so that in 2025, we're going to approach 9 major schools in the Richland County area to establish after-school groups, specifically with skateboarding. We've already talked to several members of the group who are in that area who would be good coaches for those schools, and then be able to have the competitions like we held, and do just small competitions, big competition at the end, maybe at Stoke Run, and just be able to have that as an option for people. Yeah, no, I know skateboarding's not for everybody, but it's the thing I love. And if I can give back to the community through the thing I love, I realize it's not going to help everybody. But there are people out there who just never tried, have had interest, but obviously, like I said, buying a board's pretty expensive. So if we're able to start raising those funds and be able to give those things to them, at least the option, then it might be something that they do fall in love with. Because not even if you're skating, but you're there, you're part of the community, and it's a very welcoming community. So that's our major goal. So the other ways that the main thing that is 2024, I need to get these parks fixed. I don't have a choice. I don't know. That's why I'm talking to as many people as I can and just putting it out there. It's like, I need to know, who do I talk to? If I can get in the door and show how much this would be good for the community, I got to raise the money to do that concrete there in Lexington. I got to figure that out. I can't apply for grants there. So Mansfield falls into that line of impoverished community that there are many grants that are available, which we are applying for now, to be able to do stuff at the Liberty. Shelby and Lexington do not meet those requirements, so it's going to be hard. We're going to need to talk to a bunch of local businesses to figure that out. But yeah, that's kind of everything that we're up to. Like I said, we also have the podcast. We're restructuring our podcast to still be The same family-friendly stuff, we're just adding more. I'm redoing, like, I'm making a studio in my basement specifically for this, so we can kind of do bigger and better and try to reach more people. We're able to get, through the nonprofit, we were able to get like a nonprofit-funded page and advertising to be able to reach more people, so hopefully that'll help. But that's kind of everything that we're up to currently. We'd love to be doing more, but it's a long road for that too. So I mean, if anybody, if you get, I mean, the couple things that you guys can do. We have on that paper you got. There's a sponsorship possibility as well. If you want to help other, like, kids get boards or just people get boards, we want to be able to make our own boards that have Skate Ohio on them to be able to give them away. My vision for that is to have a package, which will have the board, the trucks, the wheels, everything in pieces, as well as words of encouragement, a card, all of that, and a link to a YouTube video of us teaching you how to put it together. Because I really feel the ownership, it becomes different then. Like, the kids who have come to the park to help us build at Liberty DIY, they're more protective of it. They're not going to let anybody come in and damage the thing that they worked so hard for and that they have all this time and love into. So giving that ownership is very important in this as well. So if you know anybody who would want to sponsor boards that we can get, if we can get a run of 10 and get like $500 to be able to do that so we can buy all those pieces and be able to give it out, I mean, we would love to partner. If we had like Park National Bank, Skate Ohio boards that we're giving away, I'm not exactly sure. Again, we're all pretty new to doing all this, but we're just trying to figure that out. There's ways on our website and to just donate directly. We did just raise $1,100 through the Richland Gives event that they had, which was, I don't know, just encouraging to us because it was all just community driven. It was just people like seeing what we had and happy to donate, which was amazing. We had no sponsorships whatsoever, so it was awesome to see that, and we will put that to good use as well. But it'd be great if we can find people to come alongside us that can partner with us, that we can keep doing these things. We have the winter sessions coming up. If anybody's interested in sponsoring the winter sessions, and I don't know, even just sponsoring, giving us water or Gatorade or anything for the people who are doing this. And then the only other, like the last thing that I want to say is, even if you could, just before you leave, even just like and share like our pages and stuff. It's the easiest way that costs nothing, that really helps us when we get the viewership up there. And even just if you see a post from Skate Ohio, just hitting share. It's 2 little taps, and then who knows, somebody you know might be like, oh, I like skateboarding, I'll help them out. So those are kind of the ways that I guess that we have that you guys can help us. So I was just wanted to leave the last little bit open, that if anybody had any questions for me or just comments, anything, I'd love to hear it. The first round would probably be closer to junior high, high school. That's what we're thinking, but that's not set in stone. That was just kind of my initial thought. I just thought that might be the easier way to try to get into the schools. Just, I mean, honestly, it's because my kids are a little older and I kind of know more in that. So elementary isn't out of the question, because some of our kids that are doing this as young as 6, 5, and then upwards, you know, in their 20s. So we're open to anything else on that too when we do come to that. Yeah. Yes, if you follow the Skate Mansfield Facebook page, it's called Skate Mansfield /Skate Ohio. I think one of the links on there is that. And then the Skate Ohio website as well. It'll all be there, and it'll have, we don't know, it got pretty big last year. For me to love the church back well and to take care of it, we might have to cap it, but I don't know yet. It's kind of just me running the show, and I definitely don't want it to get out of hand. I don't want anything to happen to the building. Nope. I had as young as 4 and as old as me. Yeah. Sorry. It would either be a parking lot, whereas a big part of this as well, you guys know the Braintree downtown? So in the top floor of the Braintree, there was actually a lot of skate ramps and stuff there, and the new owners wanted them out of there. We were able to partner with them. Caleb Burns actually was the first to reach out to them and be like, hey, we want them. And so they donated them to us, and we're gonna have really nice ramps this year for the winter sessions, but they'll all be mobile. So the other thought is that when we do have some of the schools, like if this school can't be at this park at this time, we will have obstacles that we could put in a parking lot or wherever we need to be. That's kind of the idea. Again, I don't know the legal standpoint of that and how that would work, but yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Brendan's on our board. Brendan Robinson is on our board. So yes, there's kind of a partnership, whereas he has been a big driving force for what we're doing as well, and just kind of getting the word out there. He was texting me right before this started just to give me words of encouragement and stuff as well, because he and Libby both really believe in this and what we're doing, and it's nice. The love from the community of that, like we had a lot of people coming to our defense from when they released the Liberty DIY article in the News Journal. We did a whole episode on the podcast about it. There was just people just like, just coming after us about it. But the most encouraging thing was like, do you know this person? It's like, no, I don't know that person. We had people in there who were actively defending us. We've never met. We know they don't skate. But it was just nice for them to be like, hey, they're working hard. They're trying to do stuff in their community and be good. So, yeah, it's great to see other people coming to us and saying, you're doing good, keep going. Yeah, the younger ones, they need to wear helmets, and anybody who's 18 or older, I do not require it. I encourage it, but in all honesty, I don't wear a helmet either. There is a culture in that as well, where we had safety gear on hand. I had also raised money for the safety gear to be able to give to people, and if they didn't have it, to be able to get it. Because that's the other part. There's another $100 right there, is just to get proper safety gear. So we do offer it, and that is something that we want to be able to offer as well. If we give a board away, I want to be able to offer helmets and gear, knee pads, elbow pads. I start to wear them more now as I get older. I was not wearing a wrist guard when I broke my arm, but I don't know if that would have helped or not, but yeah, it's a funny video, though. It's out there. You can see it. Any other questions, thoughts, ideas? Well, guys, I appreciate you. I know you guys have had a long day. I've heard a lot of people talk, but I appreciate you just listening to me. And again, even if before you leave, if you just wanted to at least like, share, just follow us, just so you can see what we are up to, because I promise you, we've got momentum, and we're going to keep pushing so that we can have the positive changes that we want to see in this community. There's the number one thing that my favorite person in the world, Darlene Rugdrick, who also works here with me, the one thing she says to me all the time is leave it better than you found it. And we are determined to leave the skate community better than when we found it. So with a lot of it is just seeing kids thrive in this. It was kind of interesting. We had a funny evening where a couple of the kids in the group, they go to Mansfield Christian, and I live near there. And they were skating through the street, and so I went out and yelled at them. I just thought it was funny. I'm like, quit skateboarding out there. But as soon as they saw me, it was like, oh, hey. And so I drug out every piece that I think you could skateboard in my house so that they could just skate on my street and everything. And the parents have really latched onto that. They're starting to see what that group is like, and that it is nothing but positivity and encouraging your friends to land the things that they're trying to land and trying to figure it out and all of that goes into it. And just it's seeing a lot of it's more of a lot of us, the adults, pouring back into it. And we've had people coming out of the woodwork who wanted to help build it, the Liberty DIY, who are just like, I see what you're doing and that's great. here. And we've had other groups, like the other groups that take care of the grounds and stuff at Liberty. They have been very excited, and they send us updates. They're like, hey, we saw 4 kids there today that we've never seen before. And those things are just like really encouraging. And I get a lot of people just, like after I spoke at the first Connected where I met Ted, like I had more people just coming up to me and be like, I love what you're doing. How can we help? And that has been amazing just in the community. I'm like, none of them know anything about skateboarding, but they're like, hey, you're doing a good thing. Keep doing the good thing. So that's kind of the most positive. It's just that there's a lot of encouragement for what we're doing, which we hadn't seen in the past, especially when we lost the last park that we tried to get. So, but awesome. Well, if there's nothing else, I really appreciate you guys coming out. And yeah, if you our contact is on there, you can reach out to us that way. We have, email, phone, all that stuff. You can reach out to us through the pages or anything. I encourage you to follow the Skate Mansfield page. There's lots of posts of just kids doing all the awesome stuff that they can do on boards and everything, and just everything in the community is in there. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, thank you.